So the Symbiote Spider-Man from the Marvel Legends Secret Wars wave is here, and it's looking pretty sweet so far. And while it doesn't really come with the best of accessories, it does come with a really nice figure body. So let's take a closer look and see what he has to offer. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be diving into the new Symbiote Spider-Man figure from the Marvel Legends series. Right, this is derived from the Secret Wars wave that features 6 different figures. And this one we'll be reviewing the new Symbiote Spider-Man, right? Looking pretty sweet so far. Let's take a closer look at the actual packaging itself. Now, in terms of the packaging, this comes in a Windows-based box. You can see here that the box is one rather on the larger side, but it does feature some good layout. You can kind of see all the accessories and the figure itself fairly easily. Right on the back of the box is pretty standard that we've seen before, right? You get Spider-Man there highlighted like one of the 6 figures. On the bottom, you can kind of see the medallion information there, which is pretty cool. And then on top, you get some background information about Spider-Man from the Secret Wars sort of collection and wave of comics back in the 80s, right? So pretty decent packaging, nothing too crazy, but it does give you good visibility to what it comes with. Next, let's go ahead and unbox and take a closer look at the actual figure itself. So we'll go ahead and pull this guy out of here with the actual packaging itself. You can see here that, again, the packaging is pretty well laid out in terms of what you can see and what it has to offer. Right, you get the head mold up here, the sort of whip hands with the backhand facing up, and then here the hand molds facing down, right? Here's the medallions, right, that comes with it that can be interchanged with the Secret Wars 40th anniversary, which is pretty cool, right? Next, we'll go ahead and pull this guy out of the plastic wrapping. Whoops, as a couple things fly out. And we kind of take a close look at the figure itself, as well as the design and the mold. So we can kind of see, what this guy has to offer in terms of the actual model itself. But it does look really good so far, first glance. Right, I really like a lot of the structural sort of figure around the arms and the muscular that's the definition there has been provided to us, right, and delivered, right? So pretty good definition in terms of the abs. The neck looks pretty good, right? Also the ab crunch area looks pretty solid and proportioned. The legs do look really good. I thought it would be a little bit slimmer, but looks good there as well. Arm definition looks good. There is some like miscolorization or discolorization of the black that you can see here, right? So there's actually quite a few of those. It might just be a QC issue with my model specifically, but you can see here that there's a lot of paint sort of discolorization applied to the figure itself, so that's not really too great, but again, doesn't really mess up the actual feel of the figure. Backside looks pretty good and solid, right? The nice proportions there are good. Good symmetry again on the muscles, especially on the triceps, biceps, and forearm area. Nice coloring of the white there on the back of the hand. Head mold looks awesome, right? Really good definitions on the grin itself, head, and also like the white paint application here stands out very well. So overall, pretty good figure design. I just wish they could have done something more with the color bleeding. Otherwise, pretty good overall. Next, let's move on to the accessories, and we'll take a closer look first at the additional head mold here. It is looking pretty good so far from what I can see in terms of the actual head itself. Now, there is are additional or lack of paint applications right throughout the head mold as usual that you can kind of see here. Also, there's like a strange line that goes across, make it look like it's 2 pieces and less modular, which is kind of strange. But the actual head mold looks pretty good in terms of the look and the design of it. Right, really good implementation of the grin that you see here, as well as the white paint application. So not the worst, but not the best. Now, in terms of the hand molds, these are his open face hand molds that you see here. Really like the way it's been delivered in terms of the size, scale, and also like just the finger length. Right, you can see how realistic it looks in terms of the actual fingers, which is good, right, and how open it feels. And it doesn't really lack any sort of modeling imperfections, which is good. So definitely better on those hand molds, right? Next, we'll take a closer look at the thwip hand molds, right? So like he's shooting webs. Again, strangely, there are no web effects, unfortunately, that come with this. So that's a big miss. Wish it had some web effects, but nevertheless, the fingers and hands look good. Again, I like the positioning of the fingers themselves. Been placed well and really kind of like adjourned to how Peter does it, which is good. Right, really good paint applications on the white that cover a good proportion on the backside, so a good job there. But again, no web accessories. Next is or rather is, yes, the medallion itself, right? You see the hologram here with mask off, mask on, and it's cool. They can kind of get that in between look with the highlighting the eyes structure there, which is really good in terms of what you can look like as you kind of go through the hologram. Again, it does open up like the rest of them, and you can kind of just flip the Peter Parker one out, replace it with the Secret Wars 40th anniversary medallion. So, depending on your collectibility and displayability options, you do have it there. So good accessories, just missing the web ones. Next, let's move on to articulation, see how this bad boy actually moves, right? So we'll start off with the head here, and we'll move side to side. So good side to side movement here. Forward and back is pretty good as well in terms of what we can do range of motion wise. Side tilts, he has some, not the greatest in the world, but he does have some which works out pretty well, right? Good rotation at the arms, at the shoulder level, right? Good forward to back, full rotation there. Now moving laterally, gets a little stuck here, but we can get it close to the full 90-degree mark there, and looking pretty solid. It does also have butterfly joint movement, which is good, so we kind of move forward and back nice and easily there. Arm bends are pretty solid, right? There's a little crunch to maybe his left-hand side one for some reason, but it does move well. There are also some bicep rotation here, giving more movement, which is good. Wrist moves very well, just like Spider-Man, Iron Man and Captain America that I reviewed earlier. So good range of motion there on the wrist, and gives you a lot of good options. In terms of ab crunch, good ab crunch moving forward, and great ab crunch moving back. So really like that range of motion at the ab crunch section, forward and back, right? Gets you good range of motion there. Moving down to the legs, right? The splits are really good. Right, not quite 180 degrees, but very close. And also in terms of the hip, upper thigh rotation, he does have some, which is good. Right, get you around, done there well. Knee bounds are good. Not much struggle there. And rotates really easily and moves right easily. Also calf rotation is there, which is good. Now the toes do move forward and back. But I kind of wish it moved a little more in terms of range of motion, because it kind of feels forced here on the left, or rather on the right. Left moves much better. So again, might be a small QC issue there, or maybe just stiff joints, right? Overall, pretty good so far. Also have some good torso twist here that you can see all the way to the right and all the way to the left. So a pretty good articulation throughout the body mold. Gives you a lot of good options for posability, and the space can probably stand out very well with Spider-Man. So thanks for joining me today, folks, as we took a closer look and boxed and reviewed Spider-Man from the Marvel Legends Secret Wars wave. Figure is looking pretty solid overall. Doesn't come with any good accessories like in terms of web effects, unfortunately, but the figure is pretty good. Also have some issues with quality control in terms of the paint. Otherwise, I do like this figure a lot. And it is available now for $24.99. Pretty easy to pick up. Let me know in the comments what you think of this figure and whether you think it's worth picking up, right? And definitely feel free to check out my Captain America and Iron Man videos as well. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more content, the coolest Marvel figures content around. Until next time, folks, keep on collecting.